Yeah. I don't know if you saw the a story I posted on my Instagram recently. I think it was like 2 days ago about one of the youngest sicarios for the Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, which is a ruthless cartel. And he was like what, maybe 9 years old. I mean, the weapon he had on himself was bigger than him. He had like a huge, I don't know if it was like an AK or what kind of fucking weapon, but it was huge.
Really?
And you can watch his face, and he's a kid. I of course I posted that and I covered his eyes to sort of like protect his identity.
Yeah.
But
he's a worker for the cartel.
he's a worker for the cartel, man, and he's like super young. Let me see if I still have the photo of him, because he really looks like. I mean, if he's
Is he on your Instagram?
It's on my Instagram, I think.
We got it right here, so we can pull it up.
I think it was on one of my stories. I don't know if
it's on the story. Okay.
I don't know if it expired.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I mean, he looked like if he was 12 years. Look, there he is.
Jesus Christ, man.
How old does he look?
He's like just barely a toddler.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I know that this
You
guy,
took that photo?
No,
Okay.
one of the guys working on the Cartel Jalisco sent it to me, sent it over, and said like, look at the soldiers of the Cartel Jalisco. And then I posted that, and then I covered his face and everything. And then another guy from another cartel fighting the Cartel Jalisco sent me a DM and said like something like, poor kid, he's dead now. And
He's
I'm
dead
like,
already?
And I asked him like, is he dead? He's like, no, but we're after him. I mean, he's gonna die young. I'm like, shit, man. But he's a kid, you know. Can you fucking leave him alone? Just scare him and have him out, you know. And he's like, nah, it's not like that.
Dude,
Like,
that's so fucked up, man. So scary.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a different fucking world there. How does a kid end up in the fucking cartel at 9 years old? Is it just like his parents in the cartel, or like is it just that way? Is it just like you're born and if you're poor and you grow up on the streets, it's hard to not get into the cartel.
You know, it's I know like the sort of like the story of that kid. He doesn't have a dad. He has a mom that she knows what he's doing, but still she treats him like a kid. I mean, he had a birthday cake on his, I think it was like 10th birthday or some shit like that, like a kid. So they're just normalizing Mexico. It's normalizing violence. Like everything, it's getting to a level where a new incident that happens, like younger kids. At the first, we are like super scared and alarmed about that, right? We're like, fuck, man, they're super young. But then you have another news where a 9-year-old kid was shot dead, and this and that, and then you start normalizing the whole fucking violence, and that's happening in Mexico a lot, and that's what is worrying me. You know, like it's like, dude, this is not normal. This is everything but fucking normal. What's happening in Mexico? And to answer your question on how these kids end up working with the cartel, a lot of rural Mexico is super poor. There's no help from anyone. Basically, you will have to do a lot of shit to get food to your table. You know, like it's really like that. Or education, roads, no work at all. So that's a gap by the government, and every gap that the government has, the narco steps in and covers for that gap, right? You need schools, I'm going to bring it in.
Right.
You need food, I'm going to bring it in. You need work, I have work for you. So that's why I say everything is a grayscale, because it's like, all right, what are they supposed to do, right? To die of hunger, to leave their parents to die at the town and go to the city to work, which was what El Chapo did. What are they supposed to do if the government is not taking care of them or anyone, you know, like citizens like myself, or no one is really taking care of them and their needs.
Right.
There's only one group that is actually taking care of them, and it's the narco. And what do they get in return? The loyalty of a whole fucking town.
Right.
So when militaries come in, they start blocking, fighting, or snitching on them and say like, hey, the military is coming, be careful, right?
Right. It's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to bust my ass and struggle and try to, you know, whatever, work in a fucking in a cornfield or do some other fucking manual labor for pennies?
Yeah.
Or do this,
Mm-hmm.
get a fucking gun and kill some people and make tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like for my experience, it's not like the cartel is enticing them or like forcing them to work.
Just everybody knows about it, right?
They're just around
Yeah.
all the time, but they are the only ones with the huge pickup trucks, with the blings and
Oh,
the guns
really?
and everything. So they're like, dude, I want to be like them. They have like cool fucking pickup trucks. And my neighbor is 15 years old and he has already an ATV and a pickup, So they're like, hey, dude, where do you get that pickup from? And it's like from, I don't know, they usually have a name, right? From El Tilín or from El Cholo or from
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like, dude, can you tell him if I can go into? And it's like, for sure. And those guys are like, yeah, why not?